Good morning everybody and welcome to the CSCO kitchen. We're here today for another episode of Food for Fun. So today we're going to make ham and cheese turnovers. So the ingredients for our ham and cheese turnovers today, firstly we've got our puff pastry. So we're going to roll that out. We've also got templates. This is going to be the shape of our turnovers, so I just cut that out of some parchment paper. We have some cheddar cheese and some ham. I just got these at the deli. You can use any kind of ham. Today I'm using some honey ham, and I've just cut those into sort of triangular shaped pieces. We're going to mix up a mixture of some butter. I've got a couple of tablespoons of butter, a tablespoon of honey mustard. You can use any mustard that you have available, and I've got some half a teaspoon of minced chopped garlic. We've also got some chopped onion here that I'm going to pop in, and when we put all these together, I've got some egg I've just beaten up here into what we call an egg wash that we're just going to put over the top of our turnovers. And I'm also going to, just for some fun and a little bit of texture, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of poppy seeds. Okay guys, so we have our puff pastry here all ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my parchment template, my nice square, and I'm going to just lay it right there on the corner. And I've cut down here, and I'm just going to cut down there gently. Make sure you've got something underneath so you don't cut your table or whatever you're using. I have a nice wood board here, so I'm going to make another one there. So I have two squares, and I'm going to pop that there. This just makes them nice and uniformed, and then everybody won't fight and say mine's bigger than yours. There we go. So we've got our 4 squares. We'll take this bit out the way, and we have our 4 squares. Okay, so next we have our butter, we have our garlic and our mustard and our poppy seeds. So we're going to mix all these together. So I'm going to pop in the garlic, and our honey mustard, and we've got our half teaspoon of poppy seeds. Pop those in, and then we just want to gently mix this all up. Get all those poppy seeds mixed in. There we go. Okay, so now we've got our mixture. We're going to take about a teaspoon and pop onto each one. Just like that. There we go. And then we want to gently just spread this over our squares of puff pastry. You don't want to go right to the edge because we're going to seal these. We don't want it to ooze everywhere, so we just want to do it like that. And the same with this one. There we go. And number 3. Finally, number 4. We're just going to spread this just almost to the edges, but not quite. There we go. So we've got our mixture spread out over our puff pastry. Looks good. So now we're going to put some ham and some cheese onto these. So I'm going to start with a slice of ham, just some thin ham here, and I'm going to put it on half the puff pastry there because we want to make them into triangles. So I'm going to put 2 onto each one, like that. This just takes a little bit of time. Grabbing that ham. There we go. And you don't have to worry if these are not perfect, because puff pastry is really forgiving. And these are going to look beautiful. Okay, so my last one there. Pop that on there. We've got a big piece there. Okay, so we've got our ham, and we're going to pop a couple of slices of cheese on top. One extra there, so maybe we'll just break this up and add to a couple of them. There we go. Okay, so we've got our ham and we've got our cheese, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of onion onto these. Not very much, just a little spoonful like that. Half a spoonful actually. There. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so now we're going to take our squares of puff pastry, and what we're going to do is gently take one side and roll over like that so that we've got a nice triangle. Okay, and then you want to just tuck the edges in there so that nothing's sticking out. Just gently push it down. Do that with all of them. And we'll take the next one, just gently pop it over. There we go. Just tuck the edges in. As I said before, puff pastry is very forgiving, so don't worry if it doesn't look perfect. You can do it. Okay, we've got number 3. Let's put that in there. It's getting a little bit sticky. If your puff pastry gets sticky, what you want to do is just take it and pop it into the fridge for a few minutes. That will cool the pastry off and it'll be ready to go again. So we've got our 4 turnovers like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a fork and I'm just going to crimp the edges. What this does, it just seals all the filling nice and safe inside, so it won't ooze out when they cook, just like that. There we go. Just going to do that to each of these. Just make sure they're nice and sealed. You can use a fork, or you can use a blunt side of the knife. You can even use your fingers to push them together. So you choose what you want to do, just as long as they're sealed. There we go. There. Okay, so I have 2 baking sheets here with some parchment paper on them. So I'm going to just pick up my turnovers with my spatula, and I'm just going to pop them on to the sheet, just like that. These are getting a little bit sticky. There we go. And put another one on this sheet. Just pick them up. There we go. There. Okay, so I'm just going to take a knife and just poke a couple of little holes just in the center of each turnover. This just helps the air to escape and they won't explode in the oven. So I'm just going to do that on each one. There we go. And finally, I'm just going to put my beaten up egg, just a nice egg wash over them. This will make them nice and crispy and shiny. It just also helps those edges to seal. So you want to just cover each one just on the one side. And if you don't want to use egg, you can always use butter. If people don't like eggs, you can just put a little bit of butter on them. That makes them shiny and well, so whatever you wish to use, just helps to make them look good at the end. So we've got those all nicely covered. There we go, and we're ready to put these into the oven. Okay, so we're going to pop our turnovers into our preheated 400-degree oven. We're going to pop those in for about 10 to 15 minutes. We'll check on them after about 10, and they should be delicious. Okay, so our ham and cheese turnovers are ready. Look at these babies. So, there we go. We'll take them out. We'll put one here. Get one out. Okay, so I'm going to take one of these delicious looking turnovers and I'm going to pop it onto our plate. I've made just a little fruit salad that you can have with it. You can make any kind of salad you'd like, so there you go. Looks pretty good and I hope you'll enjoy. Our show today, and you'll join us again next week. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like us, and we will see you next week. Thank you.